When I landed in San Jose and I got off the plane, something came over me. And the only word that I can express to you, Ali, was peace. Here was total peace. And I actually felt I was home. And I looked at my mom and I said, I'm home. And she looked at me and she goes, I see that.
Lorraine Fletcher, we are remote right now.
Mhm.
You're in Costa Rica. I'm in Belize.
Mhm.
What do you think would be different if we recorded this podcast in a shared space?
Oh, I think there'd be a lot of difference. First of all, when we're in this dimension of not within each other's direct energy field, it's more, how would you say, colder. It's a colder feeling because you don't get to really immerse in the energy fully of the other person. It's, for example, if I was there and I hug you, you'd feel the hug versus I giving you a vertical hug. It's really cute, it's nice, but you're not feeling the essence of my energy. So what is missing is the true essence and the vibration of the person. You're just getting a piece of it, you're not getting the whole picture. And that's the difference between vertical versus in person. Plus, I'll get to sit beside you on that tree. I don't know what that is, but in Costa Rica, I don't remember seeing that tree. So, we'll get to talk about that. I'll be more interested in it than when vertical. I just look at it and go, oh, there's a tree. But if I was with you, I'd be more inclined to want to smell it, touch it. So it's a lot more sense awareness.
Answer that question again, if you would, as a massage therapist.
You can watch a massage on YouTube or whatever, but you hear sounds and you hear the breathing and everything. But when you're actually there receiving or giving a massage, again, coming back to the first question, feeling the energy, the vibration of the person. For me, because I do a lot of work through the divine working through me, and it's from an intuitive place. Once I touch that being, that soul that I've been given that opportunity to touch or heal or whatever is going to happen, the energy is coming at me. Whether that person is sad, they're angry, they're going through something. As I touch you, for whatever reason, God has put a gift in my hand that I sort of, okay, got it. I got the intel. The intel is there. Even if the person hasn't said anything verbally, their body has given me all I need to do in the massage. Like I can do a massage in a dark room. I don't need the lights on. I know where the body is and I know the muscle group and I can flow. So you have to use all the senses to do a massage. You can't just be la 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 thinking about the laundry or thinking about what you're going to do later. You have to be present so that the person that you're massaging know that you're there and they can feel your presence all the way through the massage. So presence is critical.
Jungle fire.
Jungle fire, jungle fire, jungle fire, jungle fire.
Jungle fire.
Real life.
I would love to know from you, as someone who also is very embodied in nature, how does that IRL experience with massage compare to that IRL experience in nature?
Oh, it's exact same. For example, in the mornings in Costa Rica where I live close to rivers, I live close to waterfall, and there's huge mountains surrounding me. It's just paradise for me. I can hear the toucans, I can hear the macaws, and the macaws, oh my gosh, they're so loud. Get to hear them in the morning, the breeze at 5:30 in the morning. I'm feeling everything as I'm walking through nature, which I do every morning in the mountains to get grounded before I start my day. And it's the same essence and the same spirit I'm bringing to my massages where I'm feeling everything. I'm hearing, I'm seeing, and I'm feeling everything as I'm doing it. So it's one for me. It's a one. It's a oneness. And because I'm in Costa Rica, I get to do massages with people by the river. I give massages by the beach. Actually, yesterday, you know what I did? Oh, it was magical. I had an opportunity to give a massage from a client from Ireland and at sunset. So I turned my massage table on the beach so he could see the sunset while he was getting a massage. Now, what is better than that? What is better than that? So that's how he ended his trip to Costa Rica and returning back to Ireland. So nature, massage, meeting each other in a beautiful Yes.
I almost hate the word transformative, but it does sound to be so.
He kept saying to me, now I'm ready to go on that flight for 15 hours. I feel so wonderful. Thank you. So he got to see a beautiful, beautiful sunset.
You moved to Costa Rica in 2007. Tell me more about that. And I would love to hear specifically about what you remember about your first IRL experiences being in a totally new place.
My mom, she was thinking I lost my marbles because I was giving up everything, going to this country, which I did not know the language. I didn't know anybody. And I supposedly, by the North American standard, I had everything everybody would want: the house, the car, the pretty clothes, the children, everything, what's a success supposed to look like. And I was
The Harvard degree. And
here I come and I say to everybody, I'm giving up everything and I'm moving to this country that God told me to go to. And they all thought, okay, she lost her marbles now. She's crazy. So why Mother's Day is sick to me because my mom was one of the person that was really concerned, thinking, okay, what's wrong? She's giving up her nice house, she's giving up her car, she's giving up her corporate world, and she's going to a country she doesn't know. Something is wrong with my child. Something is wrong with my child. But nothing was wrong. On the contrary, everything was getting to be right because I had done all that I thought body, mind, spirit could do in that world. And I was ready for a different world. And that's why I got speaking to the divine one morning and asking for direction as what next. And I heard as loud as clear as I hear your voice, Ali, Costa Rica, which I didn't even know was a person, place, or thing. I didn't have a clue, but I heard it clearly in asking and entering into work. And I'm going to date myself. There was a fax coming over about Costa Rica. And I was like, there it is, confirmation. I'm going to this place called Costa Rica. I'm giving up everything. So I was ready spiritually to go. And so I had to get all the physical things in line, which wasn't totally in alignment. So May came around and I'm like, I'm going to take my first trip. My mom again was panicking. So I said, you know what? I bought your ticket. It's Mother's Day. Come with me so you can see that I haven't lost my marbles. And we came to Costa Rica together. When I landed in San Jose and I got off the plane, something came over me. And the only word that I can express to you, Ali, was peace, total peace, which I never experienced really when I was in Canada. It was always go, 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 go. Make it, do, 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 gain, gain, gain. You have to have more, more, more. Here was total peace. And I actually felt I was home. And I looked at my mom and I says, I'm home. And she looked at me and she goes, I see that. That was my first stepping into the land. I felt peace. And as I'm speaking to you, if you could see my arm, the hair on my arm is raising as I'm speaking this.
mine too.
So,
Mine
yeah.
too.
So it resonates, the truth resonates right through. I was home, I was at peace, I'd found peace.
I imagine that being with your mother, having your mother there must have been something special about that for you and for her that you carry through as an IRL memory for the two of you.
We're very different beings, extreme difference. And I wonder how I chose her as a mother, because I do believe we choose who we decide to be a mother and our father. We're very uniquely different. Coming here, we found something that we both could connect to, which was nature. Now, my mom is one of those people that could grow anything, even in cement. She just has a knack and she knows so much about plants. So coming here and she's seen all these plants and all nature in its robustness. She was just like a kid in a candy store. So it was good to see her come alive in that way, you know. So we connected that way. And she's from Jamaica. We're Jamaicans. And she could see the mango tree, so she could reach up and grab a mango. So that brought her childhood memory back to her. So she was just coming alive. She just came alive. And, Ficus benjamina tree, which we just see in somebody's house, we're seeing these monstrous trees that are ficus men. We didn't even know they could get that big. They're just towering up into the heavens. And we're just standing under it going, whoa, whoa, whoa. So It was just magical. It was a nice connection that we could find something that we could connect to, and it was nature. Yeah, and I remember when she picked her first mango up a tree, just reached up and grabbed it. I took a picture of that. She just looked like she went back to 15 years old. She was just so happy.
Jungle fire.
Jungle fire. I go on the beach and I'm doing a massage, and there you see the white faced monkeys just jumping around. Like, hello. Oh, then you look up and then you see people pointing up and you realize, oh, they found a sloth. And you just, everybody's just taking in the nature. So it's just crazy fun. And then you hear the waves of the ocean and you're in your massage and people are, doing their thing and the energy's just flowing and you're just in peace. It's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful
It's a different side of life, isn't it?
understatement.
Distance creates friction, but it also changes the impact of intentional IRL experiences. As an expat, as a retreat professional, you assist women who have experienced loss, which I think is beautiful. I would love to know about your experience with the transformative power of distance.
Oh, it's one of the best powers that one could have the opportunity to embody. If you're in the kitchen and you're cooking and there's a lot of smoke going on, you're in that kitchen, you're really not really, you've immersed yourself. You don't even understand really that there's a lot of smoke in the kitchen because you're so immersed in it. Somebody just walking in will go, Allie, why is your kitchen full of smoke? What's going on? You'll be like, huh? Huh? You're in it, you cannot see, you cannot smell, you cannot know because you've been doing it and doing it for hours in the kitchen. Somebody from a distance coming in, they have a whole different perspective. Using the kitchen as Canada, cooking up life and everything, stepping away from that kitchen in Costa Rica, I can look back and look in and says, I see patterns. I see patterns and the patterns that needs to be broken and the patterns that don't, that we don't want to carry, I don't want to carry anymore. The distance allowed me that power to see, to really see, not just see, to really see and know what is real and what is not something that I have told myself is real. That's why that is that way. Oh, how did I fit into that? Oh, that's why I never fit. Okay, that makes sense now. But when you're in it, you can't see it because you're part of it.
Is like the analogy of with the fish in the water, and they never know they're in water until like another fish swims by it, or like a bird goes by and says, "How's the water down there?"
It creates inner vision, not just outer vision, to put it in perspective.
From our first conversation, just feel how deeply embodied you are and that you live very much from the heart. And I respect that greatly. How do you bring your full self to others in a nature based way in intentional IRL settings?
That's a yummy question. Yummy is one of my words that I love. And a lot of people say to me, they notice that I guard my energy. When people are in your space and I can sense people's energy for the good or the bad, and sometimes I wish I couldn't, and it can be crippling at times and it can be elating at times. When I walk into a room, I already scanned it energetically where I will sit, where I won't sit, where I'll stand, where I won't stand, based on what I'm picking up as I enter that space. I come with a presence of knowing who I am. And that took a while to work on after leaving Canada to find out who is Lorraine, what is she about, what she stands for. I understand how critical boundaries are. So people are not able to use me or utilize me as an energy field, right? And I didn't understand all of this in Canada because you're really busy in Canada and North America. You're surviving. You're just moving from one job to the next, building, doing, raising kids. You don't have time to really process who am I? What is this all about? What is this whole thing all about? And when you're here, when I'm here in Costa Rica, and for you in Belize, sitting in nature, nature speaks, and it speaks so loud. And when you go on your walks, you see signs. I see it anyhow, and I'm like, whoa, thanks for that, you know. But in a busy time, you don't get to do that. Here, I get to do that. So when I show up whole but grounded.
When you change your IRL setting, a lot changes within.
It's so true because you're forced to. It's not a have to. You're forced to look at life differently. It's not an option. It's just you have to. One of my experience, I was living in a neighborhood, and it's very typical. You probably experience it in Belize as well, where the power just goes out, just like that, right? And so, as a Canadian, a Jamaican Canadian, the power goes out in Canada. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do that. You just start moving to do things about this power going out. So I was here when the power went out, and I'm watching everybody on the street. They were like, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like the whole locals, like to them, it was like nothing happened. Nothing changed between 2 minutes ago when there was power to now when there's no power. They were doing the same thing they were doing before and after. Where I was looking around thinking, who do we call? What do we do? Da-da-da-da-da. Because that's a natural reaction that we would have in North America. Here, it's like pura vida, the good life, pure life. So they just did what they did when the power came back on. They just went back doing what they're doing. So it's just a different frequency, a different way of dealing with things. It really is a difference being looking from a distance.
I'll put a little plug in for the farm being totally off grid on solar and having a backup generator that we generally don't need, but we never lose power. I want to reflect on something that I was speaking about with a friend earlier that I think you'll appreciate uniquely is when you're in a small rural place. Let's say you're in a small Costa Rican village or a small Belizean village. There's just less people around. You tend to get to know them better, and the experiences that you have are more unique and they're less interchangeable. They're more IRL, absolutely. They're almost strictly IRL, but this experience of the IRL changes in a small village with people you know really well.
That is an absolute 100% statement. I live in a small town. Call it rural because, like I said, there's waterfalls and there's rivers and all of nature's around. But I live on a street where it's 99.99% locals. I'm probably the only foreigner on the street. Everybody knows me. They know me in a positive way as I know them in a positive way. So it's not unusual for my next door neighbor to come over and hand me a bowl of something she just cooked, or vice versa. Me to go over and says, "Hey, I just baked this," and hand it to her. It's not unusual at all. It's a customary here in Costa Rica when somebody's going somewhere to say, "God go with you," and they say that in Spanish all the time, right? So I'm ready to drive out and I hear God go with you in Spanish and I go, Amen, and I drive off. To me, that is just so
Exactly.
fulfilling. So fulfilling. In North America, nobody's going to tell you God go with you and thinking about you. Everybody's just going, 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 going.
I would assume the culture is similar in Costa Rica where you say good morning, you say hello, you
Yes.
greet each other.
They have a saying here in Costa Rica. They'll say buenos dias, which is good morning, and como amaneció, which is how did you sleep? Right? Buenos dias, como amaneció, and you're like, muy bien, very good. Gracias Dios, thank you God. So it's a customary thing that we say is good morning. How did you sleep? Slept, God woke me up, thank you. And you? So it's really sweet. I find it just so uplifting and grounding and makes you just want to go down to your soul. Where I live, there is not what you'd call riches in buildings or furniture or things, but they are so rich in humanity.
In Belize, around here, you only ask how someone slept if you want to have a different type of IRL experience with them.
I won't go there. No, I won't go there, Ali. I'll leave that right where you just parked it. Not thinking the way you're going, Ali, girlfriend, that you can't even breathe right now. But okay.
Why do you think nature is so beautiful?
Oh, wow. Why do I think? Because God is beautiful and it's a reflection of his creation. So what you see the light, and God is light and energy that is pure. So that's a reflection of the grace and love. And when there's love, there's beauty. So when you look at nature, you're looking at love. So together, like I'm looking now at a beautiful almond tree, and it's so glorious and it provides shade, and it's just wonderful. It's just a reflection of true essence of what love is.
I'm looking at some bamboo flittering in the breeze, and it's just gorgeous.
Looking at that bamboo, you're seeing the freedom of it, right? You're just seeing the flow. You just see how they just flow effortlessly.
It's like the physical embodiment of flow, just right in
Yeah.
front of your eyes.
My morning walks into the mountain is so imperative because nature is just waking up. Because when I go, it's usually like 5 o'clock in the morning. So you're hearing nature waking itself up and you're seeing everything that's just moving unapologetically, doing their own thing. This is what I was made to do, and I'm doing it unapologetically. And so for me, I have learned to just mirror that, to just be me unapologetically and just show up. This is me. And this is what I do. Not what you place on me to do. This is what I do. The tree doesn't go, oh, let me see how they want me to move today. Should I move this way or should I move to make them happy? No, the tree just moves. The river I walk by doesn't question me to say, oh, because you're looking at me, should I stop flowing? No, it keeps flowing. It doesn't stop because I decide to look at it. And so these are all lessons that I pick up from nature every morning. It just be you, be what you were created to be. Just go with it. Just go with it. Just go with it. Ali, Ali, Ali.
Jungle fire!
Jungle fire. Keep going down that river, just floating along, just floating along. Flow, baby, flow. Yeah.
The ironic thing is, my next question for you is to say something totally unhinged
Well, you already did it. There's nothing else to be said.
about the power about the power of connecting IRL.
There's just so much to giggle about. There's just so much to giggle about. It is so good to see your joy.
Tell me something totally grounded about the power of connecting IRL.
I do all my walks by myself. There's certain people that I always encounter on my walks because they're leaving to go catch a bus, so they have to leave earlier into the mountains to get to the main road to catch a bus. So I always see the same people. So we pause and we say the usual buenos días, como inicio, todo bien, ¿cómo está tu familia? ¿Cómo está su trabajar? How's your work? How's your family? Okay, have a great day. And then they go their way, I go my way. So that's very grounded. We see each other. Now, I remember I was on the bus the other day and I hadn't been walking that same route. I'd been going different routes. And two people that I normally see, they said, we missed you. We didn't see you for a while. We thought something happened to you because they're used to that crossing. They're used to us meeting at a certain spot, not by intention, but we seem to leave out at the same time and we always cross. And they were genuinely concerned they didn't see me. So that's what you're talking about in really in life experience where people are actually seeking to meet you on your walks and they're really concerned. What happened to that girl? We haven't seen her. They were talking about me, they said to each other. Did you see her? No, I didn't see her. I wonder if she's okay. This doesn't happen in North America. And trust me if I say to this, I don't know their names. It's just a face that we know and we just interchange the good mornings. How are you? How's the family? How's work yesterday? They'll tell me have a good hike. If they notice something along the path where they're coming from, they'll let me know. They were like, "Oh, there's a problem in the road up ahead. Go right, go left. Don't." They will let me know. So they're looking out for each other, looking out for each other. So that for me is very grounding. And the blue morph when they're flying by, oh my gosh, the blue morph, Ali. When I see the blue morph in the morning, I'm just know that God is good. I'm like, the day's great. Everything is wonderful. Everything is perfect in the world. I just stop and I say, good morning. And they just flutter by. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I continue my walk. Oh, love it. They mean a lot to me because when my grandmother was transitioning, she transitioned at 103 years old. I brought her one of those wraps that you could buy on the beach. That was the blue morph was imprinted all over it. When she transitioned, that was one of the gifts that went into her tomb with her was the blue morph. So whenever I see it, I go, oh, and I feel just so connected to her spirit, and I just feel she's watching over me, and oh, it just fills me up emotionally. My Gigi's with me, and she was a strong woman.
IRL doesn't have to be actually physically embodied. Actually, it can be spiritually embodied. You know, there's spirits all around us that are actually
Yes,
IRL, even though you can't see them.
you feel them. You know they're there.
This has been beautiful, just beautiful. And not just me looking at the bamboo fluttering in the breeze. Lorraine
Thank
Fletcher,
you.
I hope you have a beautiful day.
Well, I have already a beautiful day meeting you again virtually. Imagine when I see you live and direct. Oh my God, can you imagine that energy field? Have yourself a beautiful rest of your day. Bye bye.
Bye.
I think I'm nude.
Perfect.
There we go.
Per-
She
Perfect.
didn't nude. Oh my God, she was nude. All she had was a necklace on. Like I know she's free spirited, but come on. Yeah, they watched the whole show to see did she have clothing on.